Joey Reese, Piggly Boot Shop. Get yourself a pickle. Get yourself a boot. Joey Reese, Piggly Boot Shop. Pickle time is happening.
Baby.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, holy wow. Yeah. Hey, what's up, man?
Just podcasting.
I feel like I'm on Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
What's up, dude?
What? What's up? Did you get a new camera?
No, I just moved it up here next to the. It's like on top of the microphone. It's like right on it.
I think it's so stupid. It's hilarious.
Too much. It's too much.
Oh, it's so funny.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's a little bit better.
Oh, that was funny. That was a good, hey, that was a good one.
Sometimes
That was a real zinger.
every 3 or 4 months, I'll come up with a real zinger.
You got it.
Speaking of zingers, you ever tried a zinger? Product of the Dolly Madison Corporation?
I think I've had a zinger before.
And it's got Peanuts characters. Wonderful.
No, then I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
Isn't like a zinger like a little baked good?
Yeah, it's like but then I don't know, maybe they stopped using Peanuts characters. Yeah, are they out of style now?
The
That's
Peanuts?
Charles M. Schultz. Not what all the kids are talking about nowadays.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
totally makes good music? You know who totally cranks it for me is Vince Giraldi.
They're like, you know what? Linus really has his stuff together.
He does. And he's got his
Yeah, I don't think-
blanket. He doesn't care. Doesn't care
I
what
don't
people think.
Yeah, exactly. I think, unfortunately, that's that's like a staple that I just don't think resonates with people or kids today.
Did you see the new Peanuts movie though? Like it was like
I did, and I
CGI?
loved it.
Yeah. Same. I was so afraid you were going to say you didn't like it. I loved it. It was like nostalgic.
Yeah, and the
So
soundtrack was fantastic.
Yep. It was so
I
good.
think Megan Trainor did a couple of songs on the soundtrack. It was great.
It was, yeah. My kids also liked it, and we watched it a bunch for a minute there. You know how like when your kids are in this age where they just want to watch the same thing over and over again?
Yes.
And you're like, this is awesome. My kid has a great attention span. And then there's another voice that's like, they're autistic. And you're like,
You're like, well, they do like to paint.
They do. I dropped a bunch of toothpicks and she counted them just by looking at them. But then they grow out of it.
Them.
Just smelling them. 49.
Yeah, I could kind of go
49.
through, like growing up, I remember, my daughters, there was like a Winnie the Pooh. It was it's called like the Heffalump movie.
Yeah.
And like they watched that over and over and over. And then it was like Finding Nemo was just watched over and over and over. Yeah, but they got in. They got into them. Speaking of getting into them, I watched
go ahead.
I watched a movie on Netflix that kind of led over into music. And for our listeners, have you heard of this movie? It's called Kneecap. Have you heard of it?
No.
So it's a movie on Netflix. It's about two Irish rappers. And
much like yourself and I.
But they're real. So like this rap duo has been around since like 2018 or something like that.
Okay, they're real people. They're Irish.
Yeah, they're real people. And they were brought up like having to speak like the authentic like Irish Gaelic language that is a dying language.
Much like you and I.
Yep.
Go on.
And so they basically rap with like really good like beats behind it, kind of like techno-y beats, and then they rap over it. And their rap is like English and then this like, I'm just going to call it Gaelic because I don't know the name of it. So like this Gaelic language and then like they rap and they're called Kneecap.
Okay.
And it's fantastic. So I started watching the movie and the soundtrack to it is obviously them. So then I started Googling them, come to find out that they've been around for a really, really, really long time. And this movie was made about them. So I've kind of been like listening to their catalog and they're fantastic.
Okay.
I love them. So Kneecap, if you listen, one of the first ones that jumps out, it's called HOOD, Hood. That's a great song. They have another one that's like another acronym. It's like CEASTE or something like that. That's a great one. Their latest album that came out that's called Fine Art. Like I'm going through that album. It's great. So yeah, if you're looking for something new, it's like these two, like, it's kind of like, I don't know the difference between house and techno and all this stuff, but it's like that, like thumping beat with the bass behind it, like, and then they're rapping over it and their style of rap, it's great. And their accents, great.
Okay.
So that's what I've been digging the last like 48 hours.
It's like an update to House of Pain. You're like, I wonder what the Irish people are doing now. But they weren't really like Irish. Those were just guys from Boston who were Irish.
It's like the Pogues.
Yeah.
You know, so the Pogues didn't want their Irish folk music to die. So they brought it with like kind of a punk edge. And that's kind of what these guys are doing in modern day. So it's interesting. So give those guys a listen. Kneecap.
Okay, Kneecap.
And watch the movie too. Like the movie's cool. The movie's kind of like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. It's kind of like that. Like it's shot like it's who did that movie? John Ritchie?
No, you're thinking Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie is it Guy Ritchie, the guy that was married to Madonna?
Yeah, didn't he do Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels?
Wasn't he the actor? Guy Ritchie's the actor, and his name is, hold on. Lock, Stock, and Two
Smoking Barbells.
Smoking Barrels.
What did I say? John Ritchie?
You said John Ritchie, and I said
I don't even know John Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie. You were right. Who's the other guy? Okay. Who's the guy that's in Memento? Guy Fieri.
Guy Fieri.
He's in Memento, and he's like,
so a butterfly salesman and a local engineer retired from the Middle East and decided to buy this old train station. Well, they renovated it, opened it up into an early morning breakfast brunch place that serves only Mexican Tokyo fusion.
And then he forgets what he's saying and he has to tattoo it so he can finish the show, like get a tattoo, and he's just like Mexican fusion, and then he like wanders off. Then he starts over again, but then he has to get a new tattoo to find out the secret.
Yeah.
In that movie.
Secret of Michael J. Fox's success.
Yeah. How cool would it be to be named Guy, number one?
I don't think that's a cool name at all.
The coolest of all names, Guy. But then if you go to France, they call you Gay.
I thought they call you Guy.
I think is it Guy? It's not gay.
I think it's Guy because there's a famous like hockey player named Guy Carbonneau, and he's from Montreal. Guy. And it's Guy.
There was this show called something. It was based off of this Japanese game show, Tashiki's Castle. Like they make the American game show Wipeout based off of it. What was it called? But it was like was it on Comedy Central? We'd watch it all the time in the studio with Saki, and it was like they dubbed over like what all the Japanese people were saying because it wasn't funny enough. but whatever they did was funnier. And the
I think I
announcer's
know what
name
you're
was
talking about.
Guy Ledouche, but they called him Gay Ledouche.
I think I know what you're talking. Was it called like Bonsai? There used to be this you could go to Blockbuster or like Family Video and get like the VHS of this like crazy Japanese, and it was like you said, it would be these like crazy game show, but then on top of it they dubbed it in English. And it was kind of like Mystery Science Fiction Theater 3000.
Most Extreme Elimination Challenge.
No, that's not what I'm thinking.
It
of.
was on TNN/Spike TV from 2003 to 2007. Fire Red Frenzy, watching it there with Saki. Yeah, it's good.
I think the one that I'm thinking of would have been in the 90s. It was like a 90s game show thing.
Okay.
And they would do things where like a bunch of like Japanese people would drink. So they would like stand outside. They'd be like right on the edge of like the Arctic Circle in like northern Sweden. And then they would be in their underwear. And then they'd have to drink all this ice water and eat ice cream. And basically when you're that cold, your like bladder shrinks. So
Oh no.
The last person to pee won. So like that was like one of the challenges is you had to be the last person to pee.
Oh my God.
And so they had to drink water, and then eat. Like I said, they're standing outside in the cold. They had to eat ice cream, do all this stuff that's cold. Oh, and they had to sit on a block of ice. And then finally, like, you know, someone would run and go pee. And then, yeah.
Maybe that is like, I don't know. Like, for instance, in our band, we had to travel long distances and we weren't allowed to stop and pee. You had to stop every 4 hours. That was the rule. So Leonore, like, for sure had to learn like not to drink and hold her pee because the rest of us would pee in bottles. We didn't have the apparatus that Leslie had. Which saying when he was with us on the Warped Tour, he tried to talk her into it. He was like, Leslie, she never has to stop. She has a woman's thing to pee in. And Leonore's like saying, go get bent.
Yeah. It's called a large funnel.
Yeah. But Brad, we would always marvel at his bladder size because we'd be filling up bottles. Homeboy he could pee like a 2-liter bottle full. I don't know where that space fit in his thorax. Like, how big is this dude's bladder? And he was just normal. He wasn't like, oh my God, I gotta pee so bad. He would just pee and it would be like a 2-liter bottle of pee. And it's amazing. So if you wanted a ringer for that game, Brad.
There was one time I remember, I had a 32-ounce Gatorade bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And I was up all night playing video games. It was freezing. And so I didn't want to like get out of my blanket. And finally I had to pee.
On the bus or just hanging out at home?
On the bus.
On your truck.
And yeah. And so I grabbed that empty 32-ouncer and I started peeing. And I started peeing and I started peeing and I'm peeing and I'm peeing. And all of a sudden, you know, the sound of it going in starts getting a little higher pitched. So you know it's like getting near the and I'm like, dude, this is a 32-ounce bottle. Like,
wow, Joe.
You know, normally you had like the 20-ounce Gatorades, like the singles, you know?
Like a normal pop bottle is 16 ounces. So you're at 2 of those.
Yeah. And so I'm filling it. And all of a sudden it gets like where I'm kind of pinching it off and I screw the lid on. I grab a single bottle and kind of pee like another, like, I don't know, maybe half inch. But I was scared to do that in the 32 ouncer because I thought I would spill it. And then I was in awe of myself. Like, I'm looking at this 32 ounce Gatorade and it's like almost all the way to the top. It was where it would have been like factory filled. And I like never in my life, like I've never measured my urine since, when you just pee in a toilet. So I don't know if I've peed since, like where I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to pee bad, but you're just peeing in a urinal or something. But where you actually had like a quantitative measurement, I couldn't believe I peed that much.
Dude, that is an Olympic thing that I don't think people go after. Nobody is exploiting people's bladder sizes. And I really feel like we could do that, except probably a lot of people would die. They'd get a lot of urinary tract / kidney infections. Joe, the answer is Guy Pearce. He played Leonard Shelby in the Christopher Nolan movie Memento. Guy Ritchie is the director of Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Yep. Well, back to Kneecap. It's shot like in that Guy Ritchie vein. Like you kind of look like it's kind of like you're watching Train Spotting or Lock, Stock. So it's good. So you guys all the way full circle watch that. It's a good little watch on Netflix. Don't watch around kids because the language is absolutely atrocious.
Okay,
But it's a good movie.
unless you're trying to teach your kids that, like, kids, I heard you say, like, my daughter, she's dancing around. She's kind of dancing around like, can I get away with saying ass or damn or hell in front of my dad? She's kind of pussyfooting her way into it, just tender footing. Is there a nicer way to say pussyfooting? That doesn't sound so dirty. That sounds so dirty. Anyway, she's doing this, dancing around, swearing. But if you're like, here's some creative ways to swear, and then you watch that and then send them back to their mom. Is that a good idea?
Now,
Hey,
does your daughter get in trouble when she swears in front of you?
I'm positive she does with her mom. She does with me. My rule is we talk about it. Like I joke, like when we're listening to music or something or a movie and somebody says a bad word. The joke is I'll be like, that's a bad word. And they're like, Dad, we know. But like what I tell them, the business side of me as a dad, I say there's no such thing as bad words. There is just words that are more effective. And these words are off limits to you guys because you're not 18. When you're 18, you can use them. I want you to think about it until you're 18 because if you set them in front of your grandma, she will die. And
Nice.
Amy's mom, I think, if she was like, Grandma, you're the coolest motherfucker I know, she'd die. She'd be dead. And that's the power of those words. I want the children to understand that. I don't want them to murder their grandma, but I also don't want them to be I don't want this version of Christianity that was like preached to me, which is like, be good. And here's how you be good. And you got to do these things and then you're going to be good. And that's what will make Jesus like you, because that is not the gospel. And that is not how Jesus is. I think that Jesus swore. We've spoke about this on the podcast, Joe. When my mom was alive, like my mom really didn't like it when I swore on the podcast. And so it would kind of open up this talk with my mom where I would just kind of be like, Mom, I know you don't like it, so I'm going to try not to. But I feel like there should not be words that are off limit. I just feel like there's words that hurt people, and you need to be aware of, am I hurting people? Because to me, that is what Jesus breaks down the gospel to, that he is Like, first of all, you got to love the Lord God with all your heart, soul, and mind. But second, do you love your neighbor as yourself? Are you hurting people? Like, is that your motive to try not to hurt people, to try and help people and to love them? I think you can sum up the entire, like Jesus said, the entirety of Scripture in that.
I agree with you. I would agree with you. I think, there's time and place, and just like you said, like when I was growing up, or when my kids were growing up, I would kind of tell them that, nowhere in the Bible is it laid out like what words you can and cannot say.
Yeah.
So it's through history and it's through different cultures. And I was like, you can go to, like, I don't know this for sure, but like, let's just say like in England, the term bloody is like effing here.
Sure.
So I'm like, there's words that in other countries, like they're not even on our radar. So if you say them, it's not a swear word here. And I said, and then there's other things where if you call somebody a dummy and somebody is deeply, deeply, deeply hurt because you called them a dummy, like you swore at them, like you hurt them, you offended them because of the words that came out of your mouth. So there's not a list of good and bad. There's an unwritten list. Like there's a general understanding of good words and bad words. Or let's just say bad words, because good words would be everything else, I guess. But there's a general understanding that we have of bad words, but there's not a written list. Maybe the FCC has one,
No,
but
it's cultural and it shifts. Like the FCC used to not allow you to say ass, and now they allow so many shits. On broadcast television, it can happen, but like, it's cultural. The point that I think gets lost with the church saying, be good, here's how to be good, don't say these words, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. The point that gets lost is the character of Christ, like that Jesus said, he called the Pharisees, you brood of vipers, which is far worse than calling someone a cunt. Like, sorry, everybody, if you're listening with your kids, like, that's maybe the worst thing, except the N word or the R word that you can say right now in our culture. So he said to people that were pretending to be good, which is basically the Pharisees, they were Puritans, like they believed that if all of Israel was good and they followed Levitical law, that the Messiah would come. And so they either tried to be as good and follow Levitical law as possible, or pretended to, because it made them look good. And Jesus called them this thing that in Genesis, of a snake is what they say Satan is. It's like this thing that was unclean for them to touch. Like in Levitical law, you couldn't touch a snake, you couldn't eat a snake, you couldn't be near one. It made you have to go become ceremonially clean. And he's like, your parents are that. Jesus said that to the Pharisees, which I can't think of anything in English that is worse to say. Like, what is the worst thing you could be? And then like makes you unworthy to God and dirty and filthy, and your parents are that. Like,
yeah,
your parents did
we
that.
don't have it. Like,
no way.
English American like tradition is you call somebody a body part.
Mm-hmm.
Like all our swear words revolve around sex, or body,
or poop,
or poop. That's what I was getting at
like
too.
Pooping or peeing.
Yeah, that's what all of our stuff is you call somebody either a body part or something that has to do with feces.
Yeah, and really
there isn't like, I hate pit bulls. I hate them. And if I was like,
you're getting some letters, dude.
Oh, I don't care. I hate pit bulls.
I also agree with you. I don't
Yeah.
understand why people have them. Like,
and
I
here's
get
the
it.
thing.
I get
People
it. They're cool
say-
looking dogs, but they
Yep,
also
save
kill
it.
kids.
Save your emails because I won't read them.
They kill
Because here's the thing.
kids.
It's not just an opinion that I have.
Uh-huh.
It is my experience through my job and what I've seen at my job. I've never responded to a collie that has attacked a child. I've never responded to a lab that has attacked somebody. I have
A
seen
wiener dog maybe
Yeah,
attacked a kid, but did not kill them.
No, I've seen dogs just mangled. I've seen kids mangled. I've seen adults mangled, all because of pit bulls. So if you have a pit bull and yours is nice and yours is the greatest dog you've ever had, awesome. I love that you love your dog. I love it. Don't worry about sending me an email. Don't worry about sending me a text. That's great that you love yours. You are not going to convince me because I have seen it with my own eyes and I've experienced it with my own eyes. So please just leave it. I hate pit bulls. Go ahead and love yours. I hate them. But it would be like if, so if I called somebody that to prove the point, if I was like, oh gosh, you're like a litter of pit bulls.
Nothing.
People would be like, what? Half the people would be like, oh, that's awesome. What a great thing to call me. And then other people would be like, I don't think that hits right. But if I'm like, you steaming pile of corny poop, people would be like, ooh, he means business.
Yeah. We've talked about this before. I recommend you guys read the book Holy SH*T. And it is a book about the evolution of how in English we have created language that we consider vulgar versus like what it was what these words used to mean. And mostly like the gist of it, if you don't want to read it or listen to it on Audible or whatever, the gist is most of what we consider swearing came about because when we started, like Marco Polo opened up trade routes to China and to Eastern countries. And so it created this middle class.
Did he go into a pool with people and then they tried to...
In the 1400s. He's still in the pool.
Okay. So
Yeah.
he's yelling. They're yelling at Marco and then he's yelling at Paul.
Maybe, was it earlier? Maybe the 1200s? Anyway, it started, I think it was 1400s. It started to create a middle class. So that like everybody was you were either royalty of some sort, or you lived as like a peasant farmer and you just kind of paid taxes. And then he was like, here's a new way you can ship stuff around. And then it created this whole system of like where you could import stuff or you could do more, and it created a middle class. And so like this rising middle class, in order to separate themselves from what they were before, they were like, we're not going to talk about how we used to pee under the table at dinner. Let's not talk about piss anymore. In fact, we'll just use the first letter of that word. We're just going to call it P. We're not going to call it shit anymore. We're going to call it crap. And then that became off topic. Like you can't say tit anymore. You must say breast. And these words, and it's funny if you read about it, like it took like the actual upper class, like the royalty, like a long time to catch up to it. Like they were still using this language, and then they were being outclassed by the middle class, and they had to adapt to it to become like, to seem like they were better. But it was just us. Most of what we say in English is vulgar is because of that. Like just people wanted to kind of distance themselves from being poor. So there you go. So Jesus used that language because he was with the poor. And he also called out the Pharisees, who are people at church who would tell you not to swear.
All while having pit bulls.
Yeah.
So you guys, we're about the 30-minute mark. So freebies, you just got an entire history on kneecap and swearing. And we want to thank our patronizers. We are going to have a next week. We're going to be interviewing another one of our patronizers, one of our kind of a big deal $10 patrons. That's going to be next week.
We have these.
Also,
guys.
after this, we're going to be recording our Patreon session. And also then tomorrow, we are doing the 7 Nips of the Apocalypse as a little bonus content.
Joe, can you talk about how we talked about having it tonight, and then you're like, but I have to work tomorrow. And I'm like, I have to work tomorrow. I'm at work right now.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
And you're like,
here's the thing.
But it
I
makes,
feel like I'm
my
a
tummy
broken
hurt.
record.
Mhm.
You know, kind of saying what's up with these with these 7 nips of the apocalypse. I feel like I'm a broken record because I have to do it. So I have cut back on drinking like 90%. 90. I drink every now and then. I was drinking pretty much every day for a long time. And I have stopped, and Heidi stopped first. And
Is she drinking again, or she's done?
She only drinks socially. So if we're at a wedding, and socially meaning like a social event. So if we're at a Christmas party, a wedding, something like that, she'll have something to drink, but she's not crushing it. Like we did, like when we first started dating, it was just like a party atmosphere. Like when we got together and dated, it was like it took the nerves away. So we were both drinking like all the time. And that's done now. And she's grown up. I don't want to say I've grown up, but I just don't want to disappoint her. And so, and plus I've realized all the physical pros that have come along with stopping pretty much. Like I said, 90%, I can sleep. My anxiety is almost gone. I was having very, very, very bad anxiety on the daily, and that's gone. And it was all because of alcohol. And
How long did it take? Because I've given it up. I've been like, I'm gonna quit drinking, and then I will go like a week, 2 weeks, and then I'm like, I can't tell the difference.
yeah, it takes, I would say it takes a good 3 weeks. I think I really started finding the difference after about 3 weeks, but like I sleep better. I don't, like I really get into a nice deep sleep. Like the pros are all over the place. For stopping. The only thing that I miss like with drinking is the first half hour of when you drink. The first half hour going from 0 to getting a buzz is phenomenal. I love that feeling.
Yeah.
But after that half hour, my brain literally looks through the fog and just says like, all right, you're done. You're not going to find that. You're just going to keep chasing it. You're going to feel worse and worse and worse. And so that's it. So I've cut like 90% out. And then also due to my roofing job, I notice when I do drink, I get this complete fog, this brain fog. And so this week, my days off were supposed to be Wednesday and Thursday. We're short-staffed at work because of training. Like we're doing a lot of training this month. And so they put out a thing for overtime. And so I took an overtime shift tomorrow from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Oh, that's why.
So that's why I don't want to be working on shift and kind of have that brain fog. And it's just, I'm just different now. It's just different. And so it's not the same. So tomorrow when I get home, I have no problem with having them and doing it because I have Thursday to kind of recover. And I know it's not a big deal. I know 7 shots, it's like 3 mixed drinks, I think you said. And I could do that. That's not it. It's just the way my body nowadays, like I will kind of be in this like little like ADD fog. Like,
Okay.
you know, you talked about it where you can't grab words.
Yeah. That's
can't
because I take the ADD medication. That's what
Yeah, I feel that way.
causes.
Like after I drink, like the next day, I'm in this just fog where I feel like my vocabulary is like 20 words, and I can't.
What do you need for your job though? Put it in the air. Hands on the head. Is that what you
Get the shingles on the roof.
get the shingles on the roof? Can you see that?
Yeah.
That's me. That's my
Nice.
ski pass.
Nice.
Yeah.
Were you able to upload your own photo?
No, they took it. I was there.
Oh, nice.
Nope, it's not showing it. Anyway, no, okay, I did upload a photo.
So tomorrow night, we
Seven
are going to do
Nips.
7 nips.
Apocalypse.
That's right.
Do you want to talk about our patronizers?
Let's go through them.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
We got now I'm the first Noel.
Oh,
AIX, which is the Flores family. Thank you guys. Amy Pootermobile Landers. Anthony Cortez. Barry McCockiner. Benjamin Lewis. Bill Shannon. Broken Strings. Brian the Goat. Bryce Turner. Buddy Van Steen. Carly. Call me Chad Hogg Cisco. Chad Hogg. Chris E. Norma Skok. Thank you, Chris. That's a good one. Chris E. Norma Skok. Chris Prose. Christy Hale. Clay Cross makes you pump. Clay Cross makes you pump.
wow.
That's
Getting
Dan
a rock.
Rock. What does it mean? Clay
Dan
Cross.
Rock's getting all cheeky.
See, Clay Crossy makes you pump. Dan Stemple, Daryl, Dave. David, what do you get when you put a piano down a mine shaft Loti? We're going to find out next week. David Love, David Rourke, David Vossel, DB Dirt Squirts Cooper.
What the heck is dirt skirts? But it's
Derek Bond, Derek Sigmund, Dixie Normus. My special lady friend, Doug Forsett. Eddie DeGarmo. It's really Jared Freeze, but we'll go with Eddie DeGarmo. I think, which one had passed away? I think is it Eddie or Dana Keys? I think Dana passed. I met them both, great guys. I was like, hey guys, one of my first albums was you guys sold they sold a DeGarmo and Key album, and you got 2 tapes with it, one to give to your friends.
oh
And
wow.
Keith gave it to me instead of proselytizing. He's like, if I don't give this to Reese, he's going to hit me. So he did. Eli Salazar, Emery LaFleur, Emily Thomas, Franco the Tango.
I like it. I also like the photo.
Yeah. Gerald,
soundtrack
the
to
mentally
Revolution.
ill demon,
Oh,
who since we started talking about him has been completely fucking with me every day.
real.
So thanks, Gerald. Glenn Growing a Tail Galaxy.
Oh.
What? Is it Glenn Galaxy? Okay. Girth E. Hogg. I'd rather not say. Ian Air Biscuits Escalin. Whoa. I get it. People, this is Christian artists that are writing in. Jackie I Sharded Velasquez. Jared Botorf. Jared Crimblett. Jason Powlaw. Jenny Blake. Jeremy Thomas. Joe Curtis. John takes a shit. Schlitt.
Schlitt.
Is it John Schlitt, the singer, or second singer of Petra? John Schlitt. John takes a Schlitt. That's Anna Kipps. Thank you. You guys did good on this. The Christian rock stars. Jordan Heilman, Josh Fennell, Josh full price at 75 post.
Oh.
Your turn.
All right, let's see. We lost one this week.
Did we?
Yeah.
Or did they escape to a better place?
Yeah, they're free.
They probably died.
Katie
Let's
Bott
be real. Nobody
Nicholtron.
really quits us.
Ken Zapla. Kevin can't get enough of that wonderful duff. Kevin Ness. Kevin Porter. Kevin Prairie Dog and Max. Kristen Diesel. Kyle. Larry laid a lock or Le who they her. Oh, that's a good one too. Mark Dyke. Martin Anus. Martinanus. Matt Douglas. Matt Engelhoff. Mike Shields. Mr. Nutnya Big Hat. Nutnya Big Has. Nutnya Big Hat. Nate Phillips. Nick Butterfield. Nick Frazier. Nick Reyes. Nicole Bauer. Patrick Johns. Paul Peterson. Phil. Pickle Man Tom Hageman. The Plastered Pickle. Randy King of Fartstone. Reed Young, Richard Choppin' Broccoli Mullins, Rob Phelps, Ryan Hayden, Shauna Melton Walker. She sells seashells by the seashore. Silent Steve, Sonny the friggin' loser Johnston, Steven Seaberg. Stephen Meltdown at Madame Tussauds Bathroom Taylor.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Good Lord. Stephen Morrow. Stinky Whizzleteats.
Oh, a little Ren and Stimpy reference.
Super Dave. Tiffany plum pooped my pants Arbuckle.
Oh,
Tim Payne. Tim Primu. Todd Grassman. Twanto, Tyler McDonald, Tyson, Stigall. Oh my gosh, I just got a back spasm. That's not part of the name. And Zachary Faircloth.
oh
Ladies
man.
and gents, thanks so much for supporting us. And what's this?
Look what I got, a record.
Oh, you did, huh?
You can't
All I
read
can
it.
see
Is it
is a
backwards?
All I can see is like a blurry.
Steve Taylor, I was going to show it to you, but it's got my address on it. Steve Taylor sent me this.
Oh, nice.
I supported their Kickstarter. That's why.
Oh, nice.
I'm opening it on the air.
Oh, we're gonna. What do they call this? A boxing?
Unboxing.
Unboxing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Rust Half. Cover story.
New Rust Half album.
Wow.
Steve Taylor produced it and he sent it to me. I did kickstart it, by the way, but he sent me an email because we're also friends. You're friends with Steve. It's
Yeah. Yeah. I bet he won't come on the show though.
I don't know. All right. We could ask him. You have to ask people. I don't ask people.
Yeah, I'll ask him.
Oh, man. That looks so rad.
Oh, it does look rad. And he looks like a badass on there too.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, can I ask you something? That's it.
That's all.
All
right.
right. Well, yeah.
See you guys tomorrow. I mean, next Tuesday.